Hello internet world, and welcome to a very special live broadcast for you. Many thanks must go out to FX Sport for actually sponsoring and making this broadcast possible. I'm super excited to show you the FX Sport VRX, which are more than just headphones. We'll also be doing a Q&A session a little bit later on in this video as well. Now, we have got some people already in the chat, so thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in. I really do appreciate it. And thank you also to Wirecast for helping make this broadcast possible. I was having some initial problems getting everything up and running, but I'm really very happy to say that all of those gremlins seem to have been worked out. And we're now ready to show you this very special product. So let me show you the box first of all. This is the product packaging. These are the FX Sport VRX. And the reason these are more than just headphones is because not only do they allow you to listen to music, but they also give you some instruction and encouragement throughout your sort of workout session or your running session. And it gives you some really good sort of exercises and different things that you can do whilst you're exercising with an audible voice sort of overlaid over the top of the music. So this is the product box. Just show you the side there as well, and the back. They're actually preloaded with hundreds of professionally constructed workouts. There's many categories for all levels of fitness, and the messages actually play over your own music, so you preload these up with your own music. Now inside the box, not only do we get the headphones, which I'll show you in more detail very shortly, we also get some instructions. This is going to guide you as to how to actually get the audio of your choice onto the headphones, which have got an 8 GB capacity built in. There's also some additional information here for if you're using a Mac, just some extra information on how to get things up and running. We also get a nice little carry pouch inside the box, little drawstring pouch. That's got some branding on the top there with FX Sport. And we also get a cable here. So this is micro USB on one end and full size USB on the other end. And this is used to actually charge the headphones. Now I'll show you the headphones up a little bit closer. They come with this flexible band. And the reason I like this design, let me show you them actually on, is this band goes behind your head and then the ear cups go on like this, and they've got some nice little foam pads on them, and they're far more comfortable to wear than in-ear earphones. When I use in-ear earphones, I always struggle, especially after the first maybe 15 to 20 minutes, just with them being uncomfortable. If I was using them for exercise as well, they're not going to stay in my ears if they're sort of in-ear design, and I don't want to wear something big and cumbersome while I'm exercising. So this sort of behind the neck and round the ear design is super comfy, but they also stay in place. If I'm jogging, moving my head around, maybe I'm doing star jumps, press ups, whatever sort of exercise I'm doing, and swimming as well, then these stay in place. So they're super comfortable. Now they're totally wire free. They're also sweat proof and water resistant as well. You can get like an additional swim specific add-on for these. But the big feature is the fact that they're totally separate from your smartphone. So you don't have to take your smartphone with you. You don't connect these via Bluetooth. The audio is actually, so your audio tracks are actually stored on the 8 GB of internal memory. And the even bigger feature is they come preloaded with hundreds of professional workouts in lots and lots of different categories. I'll tell you about some of the categories very shortly. But you see here we've got some branding on this ear cup here. So this just tells you that they're the FX Sport VRX, and there are different models available. And then on this ear cup here, let me just check I've got that up the right way, we've got various buttons for doing things like skipping tracks, and also for selecting our workouts. We can push the dedicated button to sort of cycle through the various workouts, and we get audible feedback all the way through this until we've got the workout that we want, and then we can set that going. And then of course we've got volume control as well. So super easy to navigate around with that sort of voice feedback coming in through the audio. And also on the one that's got all of the controls on this ear cup here, we've got a little cover, and then this little cover actually reveals the micro USB socket. So that's how you're going to charge the device. When it's charging, it initially comes up with a nice sort of LED light on the side, and also when it's turned on as well. In fact, let's just turn this on and you'll get to see the LED. So this is now turned on. There we go. And if I place this by the microphone, you may well be able to hear that coming through the mic. So you get the audio, i.e. the music tracks, and then overlaid on the audio you get the guidance from these professional trainers, and the range of different categories is absolutely amazing. I was very impressed. These come from pro trainers, and they include things like running, fitness, conditioning, toning, cardio circuits, even water workouts too. And whilst that music is playing, you get the instructions and guidance and encouragement that you need to keep you going throughout your workout. So it's just really very impressive indeed. I was impressed not only by the actual audio quality on these, but also by the actual the vocal instruction that you get. Let me just go back to showing you the box again as well. If I show you the back of the box, this shows you sort of the workouts that are available, many of them preloaded, and all these different categories are actually available to cycle through and then overlay the instructions on the earphones themselves. And then these are some of the trainers. So we've got weight training, fitness, triathlon, fitness, all different categories to actually give you that encouragement you need whilst you're actually exercising. So really very good indeed. Now, before I go on to some of the other features, let's take a look inside the chat just to say a big hello to everyone who's tuned in. So thank you again to everyone who's tuned into the broadcast. We've got Yui, we've also got Raymond, Bill, Nid, and the local Aussie. The local Aussie asked, "Hey Dave, why down to 720p for this broadcast?" We did have some technical issues initially, and YouTube gremlins are in full effect. So we dropped the resolution down to 720p, and everything, touch wood, seems to be going swimmingly well. And whilst we're talking about swimmingly well, it's a nice segue onto this next section I want to talk to you about. For swimmers, you can actually buy the VRX. But what you can buy additionally, there's a separate swim accessory that actually goes over the earphones and makes them fully waterproof. So you could use these for swimming whilst you're doing your laps and your circuits in the swimming pool. You can be wearing these and getting the encouragement by swimming trainers, which is another added feature. Really very cool indeed. The other thing that I really like is, of course, you can get things like Bluetooth headphones or Bluetooth earphones. For one, I haven't seen Bluetooth earphones quite in this style, so nothing that would quite stay in place like these whilst you're exercising. But also, these work totally independently of your smartphone. If you're going swimming, you don't want your smartphone with you. Most definitely not. And if you're going running or doing any sort of serious exercise, if you can sort of get rid of one device, so leave this locked away in your locker or leave it at home and escape from your smartphone for a while and concentrate on your workout, the fact that these work totally independently is a really good feature, really good selling point. So I'm going to recap on some of the actual features and specifications on the VRX. So we've got the MP3 player built in, 8 GB of memory, so plenty of storage for your audio tracks. They're preloaded with hundreds of professionally constructed workouts, and all of the messages play at sort of specifically designated times, and they go over your own music. So at certain times, I just heard one then. I wish that had been by the microphone, but we were getting some audio feedback there. Let me see if I can get you to hear this. Let me press the appropriate button. So this is skipping through the music. You're not going to be able to hear it. It's not going to go through the microphone very easily, but the actual audio or vocal quality of the trainer going through the earpiece is really very, very good indeed. It's just really nice and clear, and these are real trainers. And if you head on over to the FX Sport website, there is a link down in the video description. I'll put one in the chat for you as well. If you take a look at the trainers page, then you will be able to see the actual trainers and their sort of credentials. So do head on over to the FX Sport website, and you'll see the actual trainers page, and it is really well worth a look because it sees who you're going to actually be listening to that's guiding you through your workout. Now you can custom make your own workouts as well. You can scroll through the multiple workouts that are actually stored on the headphones themselves, and as I mentioned previously, these are sweat proof and water resistant. You can upgrade them to fully waterproof with the silicone skin case for if you're swimming with them. And you've got individual track selection controls on this ear cup here. So you've got individual controls for skipping through tracks and workouts. We've also got text-to-speech navigation through the playlists. We can fast forward and rewind through individual tracks as well. And we can also, it's also got a programmable personal trainer for any activity, which is really good. There's also a race of virtual athlete functionality in pace and race modes, another really good feature, and the audio quality is really good indeed. I'll come on to the actual build quality and audio quality very shortly. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball here. As well as the VRX version, there is also a version that is dedicated to golfers. It's called VC Golf, and this is preloaded with hours of coaching, practice drills and workouts from world-class psychologists, coaches and trainers as well. So if you're into your golf rather than your fitness, then there is a product called VC Golf. So it's a very similar pair of headphones, but it comes preloaded with hours and hours of golf specific content as well, which again can be overlaid on top of the audio. Now with regards to battery, so you can obviously recharge these via the micro USB cable. You get a low battery beep indicator as well, so you know when it's running low, and you get roughly approximately 5 hours of battery life if you're using all of the functionality. So that's if you're using the audio feature with the specific training program voice overlaid over your audio. So 5 hours of use on a single charge, which is really very, very impressive indeed. Now before I give you my opinion of these, because I have been testing these for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, let's take a look inside the chat and see if we've got any questions. We've got Raymond Moore chiming in with a question that I just answered. Raymond Moore is asking how long does the battery last? Up to 5 hours on full functionality. When I was testing these the week before last, I got more or less spot on the 5 hours, and when I was testing them in a session over 2 days last week, I got 5 hours and 20 minutes. That was just listening to audio through some of it, not with the voice overlay on everything, which obviously takes a bit more battery, and that was using a sort of medium volume. So I managed to eke out 5 hours, and I think it was about 5 hours 25 minutes to be more precise, from a single charge. So whilst we're waiting for some more questions in the chat, let's just talk about the actual build quality, because I must admit, when these arrived, I wasn't too sure about the design. So comfort factor first before I talk about the actual fit and finish. These are really comfortable. If you remember the Walkmans from years and years ago, you used to see these foam pads on there, and they used to be really lightweight. These are super, super light, very, very light indeed. And the comfort factor, when they're actually on your ears, they don't sort of press in too hard. So they're not a loose fit, but it's just the right amount of resistance on this band that goes around the back of your head. And I think that it's a really nice, comfortable fit. So nice and light and nice and secure. I also like the fact, I don't know if I can give you a close-up of this, but they don't pinch too much either. When you're looking at this portion here that goes behind the ear, that with other headphones can actually pinch, and when I'm using on-ear headphones normally, that might push in too hard. But this is really very comfortable, even when I'm wearing glasses. So I've got quite a lot sort of going on around this ear area here, with plastic from the glasses and the bit where the wire is going around the back and the side here. There's no pinching, so it's really very, very impressive on comfort factor. Now we'll talk a little bit about build quality and then move on to the actual audio quality. So the plastic pieces on the side, where all of the controls are, this has got like a satin finish to it. So it's really nice to touch, you know, it's nice and tactile. It's not grippy, it's not like a rubbery finish, it's just like a satin finish. And it's a really even, sort of almost metallic style red coating on the side. This portion that opens up where you charge the earphones is also very easy to get open, but it's got a nice amount of grip to keep it in place. So again, this isn't going to come loose. The actual fit and finish is really good. It doesn't creak or anything like that. And where the actual wires go in, obviously in this section here, there's no visible wire. So it's all nicely sort of connected, and there's another little ball part here that's keeping things in place. So these are going to take quite a lot of beating, because every time you take them off and put them back on, obviously you're stretching the wire part, so this is moving. So the fact it's been made more robust with these sort of clips that keep it in place is really very, very good. It's a nice design. With regards to the buttons, they're nice and clicky. I can hear the voice feedback actually whilst I'm doing that, so we're getting some vocal feedback. We've got a nice clicky button in the middle, so everything, when you press it, you'll know that you're pressing it. Let me just put this by the mic and I'll stop talking for a while, just see if you can hear the voice feedback. So you get this feedback as you click the buttons. So really very, very well made, and it just feels like it's going to last for a long time. So we've got another, not sure if you can hear that. It's just really, really cool getting that sort of feedback from somebody speaking all of the instructions to you, both during the setup and also during your workout as well. Now with regards to audio quality, so as I mentioned before, the vocals come through nice and clear. That's the sort of feedback you're getting from the trainers. But if you were just taking a look at or listen to the audio quality, so when you're listening to music, comparing these to something like a high-end pair of headphones, it's not quite got the amount of detail that a high-end pair of headphones has got, but you're not going to spend £300, £400, £500 on a pair of audiophile headphones to actually listen to music whilst you're working out. But what I will say is that it's got a nice bass frequency. The actual mid-range, so the like tonal quality to vocals in music, I'm not talking about the instruction you're getting, I'm talking about just the audio quality for music, is really very, very good indeed. A nice, deep, expansive audio experience. And the higher frequencies, so all the little tiny instruments that are playing during certain music tracks, they sound really nice and detailed. And to be able to deliver that in a package at this price point, that also delivers you encouragement throughout the workout, is really impressive. I've been so pleased with these. Now I noticed a question come in on the comments here from the local Aussie. Are they better quality audio than the Apple AirPods or EarPods? I would say they are almost on par with the AirPods, but I think they sound a tiny bit better, a more sort of rounded sound than the EarPods, the Apple EarPods, which are obviously wired as well. I don't know why that is. They've probably got bigger drivers, I would imagine, so that's maybe giving you a sort of a larger frequency range, but I think it gives a more fulfilling audio experience. And then you've got the sort of vocal assistance over the top from the trainers. So overall, I think they just perform exceptionally. I really do. And the design is growing on me as well. I can see why this makes sense to wear this sort of design earphone or headphone whilst you're actually exercising. Also got a question from Raymond Moore. What kind of workouts do you do, Dave? I'm more into my sort of cycling. I do cycling on occasion. I do a lot of sort of walking as well, speed walking, and also on an exercise bike. I don't go out jogging anymore. I don't really swim personally, but if I was to do a particular type of exercise, it would be cycling. And again, these would be ideal for that. They absolutely would. And if you take a look at the back of the box here, you can see that we've got gym, bike, turbo trainer and home workouts all included as some of the preloaded exercising. We've also got down here, which is really interesting, it's called a Triathlon bike and run combo. So that's another one of the sort of exercises that you can actually, or the workouts that you can actually load on to the internal memory. And these are just really very, very configurable. Really impressed by the different range of features that these offer. So, in closing, let's just cover off some of the main features again. These features are available, of course, on the FX Sport website, so please do check that out. So, not only have we got the controls on the side for individual track change, we've got something that's totally isolated, that works totally separately from your smartphone. And I think that is one of the biggest features, is the fact that these work just by themselves. You charge them up to 5 hours of use on a single charge, and you haven't got to rely on a flaky Bluetooth connection, and you certainly haven't got to rely on maybe going out for a run or a cycle and having this fall out of your pocket, or having the extra weight. You know, if you're training for something, you don't want to carry around a cumbersome smartphone. And if you did add on the swimming accessory for these, you most definitely wouldn't want your smartphone with you. You just want the headphones themselves. And I just think they're very easy to navigate, and they produce a really good quality audio. And the design is just superb. Very, very comfortable. The comfort factor on here is really very good. Now, one of the other things I want to touch on with the VRX is that you are not getting sort of workout and guidance from trainers that are just made up. You're not getting anything that's very poor quality. You're getting this from real trainers, and I really do urge you to check out the trainers page on the FX Sport website, because you've got sort of one-to-one training with a real trainer. So actually real trainers, and these include, I'll give you a little list of some of the included trainers. You've got Laurie Denome, who's a water exercise coach. You've got Scott Herman, who does weight training conditioning. We've got Laura London, who does fitness, conditioning and toning, and Joe Beer, who does triathlon and smart training. And that's naming just 4 out of the many trainers that have put their workouts onto the FX Sport VRX. So the credibility of this and the actual quality of the instruction you're getting is very, very high indeed. Really very, very impressive. So let's jump back into the chat and see if we've got any new questions. We have got a comment here from Cyclone Naruto. Look like a great pair of headphones. They really are. Very, very high quality. And if they weren't good, I would tell you, sponsored video or not, if they didn't perform as advertised, I would tell you. And they just are really very, very good, especially the audio quality. I absolutely love. I'm going to just put some on again. So I've just started the workout going again. So I've got the music going. Hey, here we go. Wow. Very impressive. Let's just start another one. Here we go. I'm not sure if you can hear this. Just very, very good audio quality. I don't think that's coming through on the mic, but the actual audio quality of the music is really very, very impressive. A nice sort of engaging audio quality. We've also got a question here from Cyclone Naruto. Are they better than the Google headphone buds? I haven't actually tested the Google headphone buds, so I can't pass comment on that. I would assume they're of equal quality. I really can't say for sure though, I haven't reviewed those yet. We've also got Raymond Moore, How Durable Is the Headband. Well, I've only been testing these for a couple of weeks, but it seems very robust indeed. It's got a nice sort of spring to it, and it's a nice thick gauge headband. Let me give you a close-up look of the headband. So I think it's really nice and durable through this part here, and I showed you earlier just where it actually connects into the actual ear cup. Not only have we got the connection point here, which is really robust, but we've also got this extra ball just here and a little translucent piece of plastic that's holding it in place. So I think that this section here is really robust as well. I think they would last a long time. And of course FX Sport backed these up with a warranty anyway, so if you did have any issue with them, I would contact their support and they would definitely help you out. You know, within the warranty period you wouldn't have any worries at all. But certainly being waterproof, sweat-proof, and having this really flexible band, I would envisage that it would last for a pretty long time. So I wouldn't have any concerns on that part. I really wouldn't. So anyway, that is it for this broadcast. In closing, would I recommend something like this? Well, you've got a couple of choices if you exercise. You really have. You could buy Bluetooth wireless earphones, and they vary in quality with the audio quality. I've tested a lot of Bluetooth earphones during my time broadcasting and making videos on Geekanoids, and there is a lot of variation in audio quality. So I would say to get something equal to the audio quality from these, you'd have to be spending quite a lot. And then what you've got to remember is if you've got just Bluetooth earphones, sometimes they're in-ear. These are a lot more comfortable than in-ear earphones. And then if you've got Bluetooth earphones, again, you've got to take your device with you to stream the music to the earphones. These work totally independently. So I would certainly recommend these for exercising over and above carrying two devices, i.e. earphones and a smart device. I think it's just a much better solution. The added benefit of these, and I've said it a few times throughout this broadcast, but I must re-emphasise it, is that you've got these hundreds of workouts from professional trainers that are overlaid on top of the audio that you're playing. And that, I think, to somebody who's serious about their exercise, is invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. They stay in place, they're not going to move around, and they are super comfortable. And I just think really high quality. I've got them quite loud at the moment as well. They've got some good volume to them. I really do like them. I really do like the quality of the audio from these. Absolutely superb. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you've got the FX Sport VRX, which is these ones here in this sort of red colourway. There's also the VC Golf if you're into your golfing. There's a link down in the video description, so if you want to check that out, please do head on over to the FX Sport website. You can check out all of the features that I've talked to you about today, and you can also pick up a pair of these for yourself. And if I'm not mistaken, I checked their website earlier today and there is a special offer on these at the moment. So do head on over there, check them out for yourself, treat yourself to something that's going to really give you some encouragement whilst you're exercising. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you for participating in the chat as well. I will see you all again soon in another video on the Geekanoids channel.